We're entering into December here, and we just got the sales numbers for the automakers in November, and it is looking pretty bleak. We're over at Automotive News. Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Kia sales fall for fourth straight month. We'll go into the details. We also have other news today, like Infiniti showing some concepts, which we know they're not the best at following through with their concepts, and a lot more news other than that, of course. But let's get into the crap show that's going on for dealers as well as buyers right now. There's just no inventory out there, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the graph showing us what's going on. I want you guys to focus on this column right here. This is going to show the change between November 2021 versus November of 2020. We'll start with Acura and Honda. Acura down 21%. Honda down 16%. As a total, Honda of America down 17%. Hyundai down almost 20%. We're starting to see Hyundai get hammered now from the chip supply issues. Somehow Kia is riding a really good wave here, only down to 5% compared to last November. As a total, Hyundai, Kia, Genesis down at 9%, even though Genesis is up 435%. We'll go into Mazda a little bit. I have their sales page open. Subaru is just getting absolutely hammered, and I've made a couple of videos recently talking about how they're just really struggling with the chip supply issues. They're down 3% on the year. And of course, they're really far down on the month of November, about 35%, but minus 3% on the year. Every other automaker on this list is double-digit positive. Subaru somehow not only single digits, but single digits negative. They're really dropping the ball, getting hammered so hard with the supply chain. Lexus is surprising here, minus 32%. And I've gone to a couple different Lexus websites looking for NXs. There are like no NXs out there. And they're switching from the 2021 model to the redesigned 2022 model. And no, I just haven't seen hardly any of those 2022 models come to stores yet. I don't even know if they're out there. You guys watching might know. Put it in the comments if you've seen a 2022 Lexus NX on a dealer, or I'm sure it's sold already. Everything is sold pretty much coming into any dealership, but Lexus getting hit hard here. Toyota getting hit really hard. We'll go into individual numbers in a little bit. And we only have 7 OEMs reporting right now. Ford will report later in the day. I really don't talk about them much anyways, but they're probably not doing well just like everyone else here. But yeah, Toyota and Lexus is having a really bad November. I'll leave the graph up for you guys while I read some highlights here, or should I say lowlights from the industry. Deliveries at Subaru skidded for the 6th consecutive month, down 35% in November. Toyota, which has overtaken longtime U.S. market leader General Motors this year, has been forced to cut output in recent months because of tight chip supplies. It has now posted declines of 22% or more 3 consecutive months. Toyota was hit hard with a 47% drop in November car deliveries. The Corolla sales are down 63%. Camry is down 34%. And the brand's top-selling trucks saw double-digit declines. RAV4 off 14%. Highlander down 13%. Tacoma down 21%. Toyota's at an 18-day supply at the end of November, down 67% from last year. American Honda car volume is down 24%, and their SUVs and trucks, well, Ridgeline is down 13%. Civic sales slid 26%, and CR-V dropped 19%. And Civic's also going through a redesign, so they're switching over the hatchback sedan and the new SI. So yeah, that's a little bit of growing pains there. But look at the Corolla. They're down like 60%. So they're just allocating chips, it looks like at this point, to certain cars that are more profitable for these automakers. You gotta do what you gotta do. I totally get it. Heading to the Koreans now. Hyundai ended November with just 17,000 units in stock. And if you look at last November, they had 145,000 units in stock. The Elantra's down 42%. Which the Elantra N just got official pricing around $32,000. So about $4,000 more than a Honda Civic SI, and you get an extra 60 horsepower or so. Pretty interesting. But I haven't driven the Elantra N. I will give you guys a hands-on impression as soon as I can. I'm trying to get review cars back on the channel as soon as possible, but due to the holidays, it might be on hold for a bit. Anyway, Sonata off 56%. Santa Fe down 24%. Kona off 37%. All right, I want to get into Mazda here. I think they're one of the shining examples of doing as best as they can in the industry right now. So Mazda had a decrease of 5.3% compared to November 2020, and only Kia is in that ballpark. The rest of them are double-digit negative at this point. So Mazda and Kia weathering the storm pretty darn well here. All right, I love Mazda's sales charts here. We're going to focus on month to date. This column right here where you see all the red, Mazda 3 is only down about 4.3%, not terrible. Mazda 6, rest in peace, but they weren't selling a whole lot of units there anyways last year. MX-5 Miata finally seeing a big hit here. I guess it's wintertime. That's not going to be the MX-5's best selling months by any means. CX-3, rest in peace, see you later, replaced by the CX-30, which is up massively, but it is more widely available now compared to where it was last year as a brand new model. CX-5 down 14%, and that's kind of on par with the CR-V and the RAV4. Seeing that sort of dip. CX-9 somehow is really, really positive here, up 17% on the month. If we look at year over year, it's a lot of black for Mazda here, and that's good to see. If we look at overall percentages, up 26%. If we kind of compare that to this far right range, Hyundai Kia as a whole is up about 26%. And Acura is up about 20%. So there aren't that many brands that are doing that well as a whole for the year so far in 2021 as Mazda is. Now Mazda has also released a pricing for the 2022 Mazda 3. You can pause it right here if you want to get into the details of the packaging and pricing. I'll put the link below if you want to see what's in each package for equipment. And here's the CX-5. The CX-5 has got some updates or refresh for 2022. We got pricing on that now. It's now all-wheel drive standard, of course. It's got a few more horsepower compared to the outgoing model, but no one's ever going to notice it. It's about 5 or 6 more horsepower. But I'll put that link down below in the description if you want to read more about the CX-5 changes in pricing as well. Okay, we're over at Subaru. We know they're bleeding. They're hemorrhaging sales right now. They just can't produce any volume to sell. Looking at November this year compared to November last year, their Forester, arguably their best-selling vehicle up there, with the Outback is down 70%. Impreza is up 35%. Don't really get that. I guess if you can't get a Forester and you can't get any other Subaru, and if you have to settle, maybe you just settle on an Impreza. Maybe that's making sense. WRX STI, they're probably limiting volume, ramping up volume for the new model. But if you look at the volume for the year, other than the Outback and the Crosstrek, it's the only other Subaru that's positive, and it's the best improvement of last year for their vehicles. Ascent is actually positive. Again, if their top selling models are sold out, the Ascent might be poaching some sales. Legacy sales are hurting. Outback sales are down 20%. BRZ up about 300%. They're probably starting to get in new units of the 2022 BRZ, which is good to see. Crosstrek down about 50%. That's hard to see. This has been an increasingly popular vehicle for the brand, especially when they added that new engine a couple years back. But Subaru is a total minus 2.9% on the year. And it's only going to get worse because December is not going to be any more kind to them. And a few days ago, Nissan announced Ambition 2030, and they said Infiniti was going to be involved into it with their electrification push and solid-state batteries and things like that. Well, we're finally now hearing from Infiniti a little bit about their plans. There's not a lot here. They posted a video which they showed some concept images, and we'll go into them in a second. They announced that not only will most of the vehicles they sell by 2030 be electrified, but also that those vehicles will embody a unique take on modern Japanese luxury. They will be daring, forward, and centered around the human experience. And that's about all we have here. So what can I extrapolate from this? Well, Nissan's vision Ambition 2030 says for North America, by 2030, 40% of its vehicles will be electrified. So them saying that Infiniti's, most of them will be electrified, will be at least 50% by 2030. Some people are saying they won't even last that long. I've said that they might not last that long if they don't fix a few things wrong with their brand. Luckily, the QX60 is starting to hit dealerships. Most of the dealerships have been without QX60s, their best-selling model all year long, which is just a complete fail. When you look at Nissan's electrification, we have the Ariya, we have the Leaf, we have potentially a new crossover coming replacing the Leaf. We have a bunch of e-Power variants, which is their series hybrid. We have nothing in the Infiniti lineup. And that's just really unfortunate because the luxury brands should be pushing the envelope a little bit more when it comes to propulsion and technology. Okay, so we just have a few images here of the concepts. I'm going to start with the multiple. They have 3 of them here. This looks like an electric QX60 sort of offering. Not a lot of detail here. I think these are just clay models or just renders. I don't think they're real. I don't think they have real electric Infinitis that are going to be coming to the market anytime soon. I hope I'm wrong, and I want them to have some sort of offerings, but Infiniti is becoming more and more irrelevant day by day. And it hurts me to say that because I want Infiniti, I want Acura, I want Lexus all to do well and to be the best versions of themselves. Unfortunately, I don't think Infiniti is the best version of itself anymore. This one in the middle is kind of hard to tell. It looks like it's very aggressive, but it's higher off the ground than this really slopey sedan sort of liftback vehicle. And here's a better look at it. It's like an electric coupe crossover. It reminds me a little bit of the Lexus LFZ electrified concept. But to me, this something with this small of a window just doesn't make, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I really want to see what these concept images look like in full detail, but they may not have full detail of them to show us. And then they take this vehicle, that sloping roofline sedan, and they show us the rear lights, which may be a little bit Knight Rider-like, and they show us the front headlights. Not getting me really excited, to be honest. I want Nissan to have product now. I want them to have product, I guess, in the last 5, 10 to 10 years that's solid, and it just hasn't been there. But I'll see you guys down below, not only on Infiniti, their fate, their sales. Will they be relevant in the age of electrification? It's hard to say, but they're becoming more and more irrelevant at this point in time. I really would like to drive the QX60. I've heard amazing things about it, the brand new one. See you down below with all the sales craziness that's going on, as well as a little bit of Infiniti. Infiniti gets me fired up. Anyways, guys, see you guys down below. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button, subscribe for more Japanese, Korean auto news, a little bit of Volvo in there. Speaking of which, the XC90 electrified vehicle is not going to be called the XC90. Håkan Samuelsson said the vehicle would start with a vowel. Alex Misoyanis from The Drive found out that it's going to be called the Embla, more than likely, because that's the only trademarked Volvo has that starts with a vowel. It's the first woman created from the gods. So yeah, it's like their version of Eve. And this would be, you know, like a big step for a Volvo's new identity as a fully electric brand by 2030. Embla, this is the first, it's the first lady. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.